think that yes, that's a theory, like that's what we want, that's how we want it to be, but I think ultimately, like you're saying, that for women it will matter, they'll feel a certain way, men will feel a certain way too, like men will feel like
both ways,
not at they won't feel like the dominant partner. And I mean, and I don't know if that's just me being traditional, but like I do.
Is around $50,000 to $60,000.
Right.
Yeah,
so what all these men are procreating, they're having children, they're getting sex, they're getting women.
To be fair, they're not. They're actually not.
Yeah.
Like, we're at the lowest birth rate and lowest marriage rate in recorded history. So I don't.
Also, keep
they're
in
not
mind,
getting sex.
let's say they were having a lot of kids, that what you're saying, they don't stay together. It doesn't work out. So that's the problem too. It's a bunch of broken homes because men are not up to
again, ladies,
they need to be.
just consider this. If you do an internal survey of men you know, it's men you've had sex with. The thing about those men that's unique is that they're all having sex. Most men aren't having any, or they're having very little. It's something like a quarter, the bottom quarter to the bottom third of men have had zero sexual partners in the last 2-3 years. Maybe like one. Maybe they paid a prostitute in Colombia or something.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, it's the bottom third of men. And it's like, I see you sitting there laughing at it, but like that's why $6.6 billion. That's how much money in revenue OnlyFans made 2 years ago. That's more than all 30 NBA salaries. all the salary cap for all 30 NBA teams. These women made $6.6 billion. And by the way, I'm not sitting here trying to trounce them for making money. When I'm asking the question one more time is, how in the fuck did 1,000 men line up to have sex with Bonnie Blue? That's the question you really have to ask yourself. Who was the guy number 700 who looked at number 699, looked at number 701 and said, I'm going to sit here and wait to have sex with this mid-British chick? What is going on with you mentally for you to do that?
And
stupid. These aren't male porn stars. And here's the other crazy part. Those men who had sex with Bonnie Blue, she's probably most likely, for 700 or 800 of them, the most attractive woman they will ever have sex with.
She's making their life so great. She is the highlight of their life.
The point is, when we go back to this thing, you're
not lying.
Can I say one thing about like what you're just saying, how men feel so lonely and stuff like that? The worse the economy gets and the worse men feel about themselves, the more girls on OnlyFans actually do better.
Yes,
because men rather
thank you. I mean, but like I can literally measure male loneliness through OnlyFans subscriptions. Let me say that again. I can literally measure male loneliness through OnlyFans subscriptions.
Also,
that's how you can do
just
it.
after your point, Sartain, imagine the customer base for those girls as well. Most of the guys are married.
Yeah, so it's some crazy number about like 61% of
married,
men
bro.
on OnlyFans are married.
You know my hot take is on that?
What?
So apparently I'm not a good wife. I won't be a good potential wife to someone, but if more girls acted like porn stars, would we need porn stars? Which leads me to my next point.
I see what you're doing.
If more women fuck their husbands, they wouldn't have to go jerk off to me.
Agreed, but here's
good point.
Here's the next.
Women need to do their role.
Here's the next part. Ready?
Yeah.
The next part is the AI influencer. Right now, we can tell when we see the AI influencer. She doesn't quite look real, but it's really close.
7 fingers.
We're going to get to a point where the AI influencer is at least like a mid-tier influencer. Like she makes mid-tier money, and some of them probably make a lot of money. When we get to that point, every girl below the AI influencer on the money-making scale is out of a job. I would expect in the next 5 years to see strip clubs packed again, especially if Trump passed the law where they don't tax tips anymore. I would expect you're going to see what's going to happen is the girls at the top will still make money, but the AI influencer, now it's going back to men who can manage 1,000 AI influencer accounts on OnlyFans, and it's the people answering messages from you. And what happens is the real women are going to get pushed out of the market. That's what I expect to see in the future. Yeah. And so the AI influencer is going to destroy the economic ability of the porn star.
You think basically everyone's going to act like a whore?
Well, no, they're not people.
So a man will jerk off to something he knows is not real. This is not a real person.
Well, the point is, they may not even know that it's not real.
Yeah.
It's so realistic. It's like, wow, it's
getting so realistic they won't know.
It's like Westworld. If you don't know the difference, does it really matter?
But as soon as we get to the point where it's a little bit better and I can make infinite profiles, and here's the really crazy part. If I have girl A and I make an AI influencer of her, I have to pay her royalties. If I have girl B and I make an AI influencer, I have to pay her royalties. If I make an amalgamation of the two, I don't have to pay either one of them royalties.
It's smarter business.
Wow. Yeah, I don't have to pay either one of them, and I can make infinite versions of those girls
and
make insane levels of money to the point where, like, literally from a labor perspective, real life flesh and blood OF models cannot compete with AI influencers. And I know we're not there yet, but we're going to get there. And when that happens, you're going to see Twin Peaks packed.
To your point, women are lazy naturally. So imagine an AI generated creator that's a woman. She can work nonstop.
Yeah.
You can't.
That's crazy.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm actually against that AI porn, honestly.
I'm sure you are.
It's gonna fuck your shit up. Yeah, of course you will be.
I get
Taking her
it.
money away, fuck your shit up. Yeah.
You know, I think I should mention right
Fucking
now
the
that
business.
Mike and I are featured in a
Taking our jobs.
new docu-series that's coming out, and it's called
Lonely Fans.
Fans. We both got interviewed for this thing, and the one thing is it was really kind of documenting the sexual marketplace or the sexual economy per how OnlyFans has influenced it right now. And the one thing that I really like about this series is that it goes into, like, we always call, the sexual marketplace. Well, the sexual marketplace is an economy, and it's subject to the same kind of economic forces, right? So if AI arrives on the scene and it's a like economy disruptor, then you're going to see that sort of move into other aspects. It's not just guys jerking off on OnlyFans. It's going to be like, how is this going to affect your ability to meet a woman and start a family and family formation after that too. So it's not just about the isolated area of this is OnlyFans and guys are simping. We know that. We've been talking about that for 5 years now, right? Or if we talk about like alpha fucks and beta bucks, right? If women can take care of their own long-term security needs, like provisioning, protection, and parental investment, what's left? Well, the guy with the good dick. That's the only. That's
honestly,
the only guy
I will be
left.
happiest with that.
But
That's all I
how
need.
does that affect the sexual economy going forward? So you see all these trad cons come out and say, well, we need to have more babies. We need to get the fertility rate up. We need to get going. It's like, no, you have to fuck your husband if you want that to happen.
Correct.
If you want to go back in time to this idyllic 1950s, socially enforced monogamy model, then you have to fuck your husband in order for that to happen. And that doesn't happen if the sexual economy is what it is right now.
So hold on, just to your point real quick, Rolo. So there's a metric that we don't count in the space, which is good sex. And it's funny because here in Miami, guys have money. They got bread. They got Bugattis. They got Ferraris. I do too.
Not all of them.
However, what they don't have usually is good sex game. So what happens is they'll be with the guy that has the money and the cars.
Oh my God. Yeah.
He'll pay for everything, but they come fuck me. And I'm like,
You got a good dick, Fresh? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm just saying as an example. But you mentioned
God wants you to have the baby.
but that right there, bro, we don't count it into as a factor because guys, you can have money, but like you don't have a good dick game. It's like, bro, you kind of suck.
People don't talk about that enough.
They don't.
Because let's say like girls get mad at men if they don't like fill their emotional needs, and I think the equivalent to a woman's emotional needs is a man's is a what's what I'm saying? A man not getting laid.
Yeah.
Sexual needs.
You know what I mean?
Just say it.
Yeah, exactly. What I meant. So I think it's like if we all just were better at sex, I mean, we'd have a happier world.
So a quick story, right?
Am I wrong?
Actually, let's go to Rumble, Chris, if you don't mind, because I don't want this on YouTube real quick. Let's go to Rumble. It's actually a little bit dark. But in the meantime, oh, we gotta do it. Cool. All right, let's do it. Wait, today? Let's do it Friday. All right. Friday. Let's go to Rumble. So it's crazy because recently, a couple months ago, I'll just say that there was a girl that we all knew, and her guy is well known in Miami, super successful, has like 20 cars in the driveway, mega mansion, yachts, everything, right? But what's funny is that like she's not happy, of course. She's like, oh, I have everything I want. I can go shop with his black card. It's amazing. But then she comes up with us. Obviously, we know her. She says, hey, listen, babe, you can go home. I'm just going to chill with my friends. Funny enough. He leaves. She comes to our boat, and she's looking for a guy to fuck. Now, what's scary is that, like, obviously speaking, we know her guy, but it's like she's not satisfied. And the question was, why is she not satisfied? It's because she wants good dick. He doesn't have that.
Yeah.
So that right there is a fact that we don't count in, and it's fair because it's a hard thing to measure.
Yeah. So
Pause.
it's pause.
Good dick is a hard thing to make.
I've had better sex at a Motel 6 than I have at a Ritz-Carlton. Why? Because that man's got something to prove at the Motel 6.
That's the formula. I think that's the formula.
So I've said this before. You don't truly understand women until you're sitting at home playing video games and some girl goes on a date and brings you back the leftovers to have sex with you after she just left a date that somebody else paid.
Yep.
That's when you truly begin to understand women. And it's in a lot of times it's disenfranchising. Rolla calls it red pill rage. This first time when you come to the realization that when you just stop giving a fuck about what they think, they become very attracted to you and you're like, bro, this is all I had to do? really? That's all I had to do was just stop giving a fuck. All I had to do was just like be honest, tell her that I'm seeing other women, and then she becomes outrageously attractive. This is all I had to do. All the shit that I was lied about from the church, from big tech, from the media, telling me all this, not my family telling me all this nonsense about women. This is all I had to do, and then all of a sudden, women like me. It's very disappointing when you first come to that realization, but you don't until you have a woman literally have all this money spent on her, and she still comes to have sex with you. I said this before, when a woman is surrounded by beta, she craves alpha. Yeah. And so when she's, and all the guys out there who are tricking off on women, I just want you to know there's some guy she is having sex with who isn't spending any money on her. No money on her. And so when you come to that realization, that's when you truly begin to understand women.
Well said. Ladies, you want to respond to that at all? Is he right? Is he wrong? Am I right?
I would say too. Obviously depends on the woman, but that's why I asked. I'm like, every broke dude I know gets women. It has a whole bunch of kids, but I mean, they usually
every dude you know. But that's but the point is like
broke guy. I said every broke guy that I know has.
I'll bet you every broke guy. We can go outside right now and find a bunch of broke guys.
Well, I would say, but they're also. I would say, okay, let me say the good-looking broke guys that I know. They usually have a whole bunch of kids and they usually don't have any money. Yeah. So that's why I came to the conclusion, I'm going to be honest. I do think a lot of women are liars or lie about what they usually do look for in a man. Because when I do see what they're really going, sneaking under to go get, they're getting a guy that look good. Yeah, but he has the 5 baby mamas. Like they become baby mama number 6. How does that happen? So I personally think, if a guy meets a woman's physical requirements to the T, I don't think it matters how much money he makes.
I think that, so just to add to that with the whole like alpha and beta thing, I think that could be maybe that the person you're talking about could be very coming off strongly as an alpha. Yes, and so that will, yes, a guy, I can say this, like a guy can be broke and maybe not have like the best, maybe we don't agree on the same like values or whatever, but if he's like very alpha, that already gives off a sense of protection and just of strength. And these are things that women want in men. Women want a man that's going to protect them regardless. So I think that's why when we're talking about like guys who may make less money than you, if they're very alpha, like that immediately makes them hot.
But like honestly, there's a lot of women that are like paymasters. They're low-key paymasters. They're not telling everybody. I think a lot of us, maybe we've had friends that's been in that situation. They're actually paying for everything.
For the audience, what's a paymaster?
Big Daddy.
It's usually when you're the breadwinner in the relationship.
Well, you pay for everything.
That's usually happens.
I don't think the woman.
You're sugar mama. Yeah. There's a lot of sugar mamas walking around here. They just don't say anything.
I love dating a bum or a homeless man.
But I will say though, like,
because they have nothing to do but give me all the attention in the world.
We have had so many chicks on Access Vegas who said like, I have moved a dude into my house. He has like because his job is he's a hobosexual.
I love that.
He's there to he's homeless, and his only redeeming quality he's got the good dick.
You gotta balance.
That was simple, guys.
So you gotta balance it.
Okay, we're gonna start closing this out pretty soon. Some chats real quick. Nigga, I can't hear what you're saying.
We have to get on her Instagram.
Yeah, but we'll come back to that.
Oh, I definitely want to do hers.
Can we do hers?
Let's do it right now.
I'm a little offended. You didn't want to see my Instagram.
I want to see if she's wifey material from your Instagram. Really? It's not even fair too, because it's like you're gonna put yourself on Instagram because you're hoeing. Okay.
No, of course. No, her Instagram first. Yeah, the one in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
It's really nice. Real Dre Delavine. That's me.
There it is.
Playboy centerfold. Oh, yes.
Oh, man. See,
who don't want to come home to that, though?
That disqualifies you right there.
No,
listen, man.
My husband's going to be excited.
I think it's a lot of hate, but I think Adam is doing his thing. He's in the industry.
Oh yeah. What was the guy who was like the boyfriend of the porn star, and then Adam said, "Oh yeah, she's great. I hope you enjoy her," or some shit like that. Forget the guy's name.
I remember who you mean.
Yeah, he was like, wasn't he like he's a tech guy or something like that?
Oh. He had a lot of money.
Yeah,
and he married her.
Well, yeah, it was.
I forgot his name.
Michael, no.
Huh?
The Heatness. That's right. Yeah. He's from the Hot Ones.
Adam 22 goes, hey, congratulations for Pussy Aspire. I know, I'll do it one second.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's funny because Adam's that guy, man. He's in the industry, so I get it.
Like Adam's fucked all you.
I love Adam.
Odds are, by the time you wife her up, Adam's had her.
Yeah, I'll be like, Adam, do you smash? All right, nah, Nick, I'm good.
I know. You would check before. I'm gonna marry this chick.
You fucked her. You been on Plug Talk? Oh man, come on. I'm just kidding. They're all tested, so it's fine. Okay, so her Instagram.
Yep.
Rolla, would you wife or
no,
not?
she's already disqualified because of Adam. But,
Well, why wouldn't you want to come home to that?
Let's just say if that was a way, yeah.
Hot wife.
Okay, Sartain, would you consider this as wifey type? The real Dre?
Probably not. But what I would say is that again, someone's gonna ask you to marry them.
Someone
I'm
will.
You
just
know
telling
what?
If Riley Reid
They're
has a
gonna have
kid right
great
now,
sex.
But isn't this Vegas standard kind of like how girls are, or is it bigger?
She have a bigger boob job.
yeah.
Honestly, everyone says that. I totally agree.
Yeah,
No,
I'm just
stay
saying, it's
natural.
like,
You
I
marry
just-
the ass, you buy the boobs.
Yeah, so
It's true.
That's
love
actually
this.
wow. That's really
Vegas
that's
is true.
That's
Has anyone
extremely
had
true.
surgery here before? Anybody?
No.
Hey.
You?
Yeah. Really
what,
big on
though?
body mod.
Body mod.
Body modification.
What'd you mod?
I thought there was a car.
Oh, stomach,
I done
butt,
that.
arms. Yeah.
Wow.
I have my lips done only.
Nobody else?
No.
I did my boobs.
Yeah,
My
you-
nose.
Yeah.
You did your nose and your boobs?
You have
Oh,
great
wow.
tits.
It's an, it's an investment.
It's an investment.
It's an investment.
I see.
Is a lip filler considered surgery?
It's a modification, so yeah, kind of.
I guess.
I
But it
love
went
it. I love
away.
it.
Who submitted?
My
I mean, I was
lips are,
checking them out.
Wait, it went away?
Yeah.
How long does it last?
I
6
think a
months?
year.
Oh, 6
Oh,
months.
if you give a lot of blowjobs, it lasts. It's like the best natural remedy.
Of course you
I
know
haven't got
that.
them done.
You have an
you would
amazing
know that.
personality, man. You would make a great wife. I'm
That's a
sorry.
standard practice.
I think you have a
Yes.
great personality.
She's
You make
very
a
witty.
great
Very
wife.
witty.
Husband's gonna be very
Okay,
satisfied.
what about her? Her Instagram, if you don't mind. With the blue hair. Forever a Bink?
Forever
green.
Fab.
You just
Inc.
have tattoos?
Oh.
I do.
Nice.
I do.
Yo.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, we can stop it here. What do you say, Rolo?
I'd have you do my next tattoo.
Okay. Wait, what is that? Twerking and making food? Oh, hell no.
Wifey behavior. You see me in the kitchen cooking. Yes.
With Fab.
This
Cooking with Fab. Cooking with Kaya.
very much so. Seasoning chicken.
Okay.
Wifey.
You still got that. You still got that lip piercing though. So I don't.
What
Also, we got
happened?
20K watching, man. Oh, we got some
almost-
subs up as well, if you guys don't mind. Almost. Again, 7K subs. Chris is going to do a live AA meeting
Shout
here
out
in
to
studio.
3 Dicklets and 50. Get the
And of course, like the video, follow Rolo on his channel, and Sartain. And your channels are?
I am the Rational Male on YouTube. You can also find us at Access Vegas. We kind of simulcast Access Vegas.
Yeah.
So, and we are on every other Wednesday now.
Yeah, and you can find me at Michael Sartain on Instagram, Michael Sartain on YouTube. That's the easiest way, and then Sartain Podcast on Twitter if you really want to see some offensive.
And not to glaze, pause, but these guys have had the most girls I've seen for events ever.
Yeah,
and Sartain does a
appreciate
good
that.
job because they're pretty hot. They're out there in
Definitely.
Vegas, following your lead. So that's some props for you, bro. Just keeping it real.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
Yeah, good stuff.
that's what we try to do.
His list is much bigger than mine.
Of course, you're married, bro, so I get it.
Well, I mean, it's funny because like in the last year, I've developed kind of like a smallish list, but this guy's just got exponentially.
That's
more.
why I teach you how to build a list.
do it
That's
for a
right.
living.
Build a list.
That's what I do for a living.
What's the next one? I think, is it Fiji?
Fiji.
Fiji water. Fiji the drip. Okay, let's see.
Scroll it. All right. All right.
Okay.
That's not me. Hero.
Is that Hero?
That's my dog.
All right.
Wait, don't you have the same dog, Fresh? That's crazy.
That's crazy. Look at that nigga's nose. Fresh, what you?
Okay.
Hey, I wasn't. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Wifey material. She's wife material. Now, just from that shot right there.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know about that picture. I'm sorry.
It's got to be.
Oh,
real.
man.
on a boat.
That was not.
I
That
almost
was
gave
not
it
good.
over. I almost gave it to her,
Hey, why
bro.
don't we ask the ladies?
I almost gave it to her, bro.
Forgivable. Totally forgivable.
Forgivable is crazy. I feel you, Rolo. She got back to the boat, bro.
Vaya con Dios.
Fresh, why don't
Forgivable.
we show them everybody's IG and see if the ladies think we're marriage material?
Okay. So let's bring up our Instagrams. Sartain, I don't know yours
All
by
mine
heart.
are like
It's just
I got
Michael
nothing
Sartain.
but real stuff.
Bills, you know mine. And Rollers, of course.
Yeah, you know mine.
So we'll do tests in the meantime, if you don't mind. Huh?
You want pictures up?
Yeah.
You sure?
Fuck it, bro. At this point, nigga, I'm cooked.
It's on
Oh,
remote.
wait,
It's okay.
no. You're banned.
He said I'm cooked.
You're banned on IG.
Man, if you don't
No,
put
you're
his
not. No,
Instagram
you're not.
on-
I follow him. You're not
At this
bad.
point, bro, I'll make a phone call. It's fine. All right. Let's do some chats in the meantime.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then who gave subs? Digless, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Anybody else?
Nope.
Cool. What's the next chat? That'll be fun though. Us having
Oh God.
Shout out to your brother Diglets for supporting the show. By the way, somebody get subs. Chris is at AA. I gotta do my speech therapy. Speedy523 says, question for Michael, Rolo, and Fresh. As a guy who receives compliments from women, specifically my jewelry, since some of the pieces I make are my own, I tend to remember most of the girls' faces that compliment me. Is it true that when women receive compliments, men receive compliments from women, often that men remember most of the girls' faces that have the giving compliments versus women that will only remember like one or two guys that face compliments? So he's saying basically in a nutshell, if you got compliments from a girl, would you remember her face?
Yeah, of course, because
it's so fucking rare.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, for men.